Liquor, as Homer Simpson broadly stated, is the reason for and answer for the entirety of man's issues. People have been drinking back liquor for a large number of years. It might even be at the base of civilization. Cultivating may have created to give the fixings to preparing. Presently the market for mixed beverages is more immersed than a heavy drinker's liver. Here are 10 of the oddest alcoholic beverages available. Number 10. The world's most expensive beer, Brewdog is Scottish specialty bottling works that has a past filled with pushing the envelope of lagers. In 2010 they delivered a 55% liquor lager called The End of History. They had created high liquor lagers previously, however this was the zenith of their examination, subsequently the name. Not intended for gulping somewhere near the half-quart, it was recommended that purchasers taste it in modest quantities. At a cost of £500–700 you would need to take advantage of it. The scope of costs is because of the abnormal holder for the jug. Just 12 were made in the underlying run and each was served in a jug contained inside either a swirl or a stout. The cost of the jug relied upon the size of the soft toy which it came in. The individuals who passed up the main plump were later ready to get a container in the event that they participated in a series of groups subsidizing the bottling works. The individuals who set up over $20,000 got a free jug of End of History, despite everything introduced in a dead creature. Number 9. Flavored vodkas. The delight of vodka is that it serves its capacity well. It gets you great and alcoholic. The disgrace is that it by and large tastes of only the burning vibe of liquor. Individuals have consequently given a valiant effort to mask this by adding their own flavors to vodka. Some are basic organic product seasons, however others are more surprising. Those with a sweet tooth will have the option to discover marshmallow, salted caramel, popcorn, or basically any sweet sugary treat. Those searching for a flavorful vodka will not uncertainly discover their palates took into account as well, regardless of what they are craving. The Alaska Distillery makes a vodka which has been consolidated into what has been called Alaska's signature cocktail. They produce a smoked salmon flavor vodka which they state goes splendidly with the Bloody Mary. Made with water from frigid ice, they mix the salmon into their vodka, leaving it a smooth pink color. Another possible add to your Bloody Mary is bacon-enhanced vodka. Bacon vodka went through 2 years consummating the flavor they add to their bacon vodka. For reasons unknown, they should truly have trusted it would work. Number 8. Fermented mare's milk. For a large portion of history, drinking water has been a dangerous suggestion. Defilement with human and creature squander made water an ideal method of contracting destructive infections. Aging, and the liquor it produces, was probably the most ideal methods of eliminating microscopic organisms. In the Asian steppes, Sataner and clans delivered a somewhat mixed refreshment from the horses which they rode. Kumias, otherwise called arag, is a Mongolian aged female horse's milk. The milk is assembled in an enormous cowhide sack and blended over and again for 2 days. This brings oxygen into the milk and permits yeast and microscopic organisms to develop. They convert a portion of the lactic corrosive to liquor, making the blend about 2% liquor. Their digestion additionally creates carbon dioxide which marginally carbonates the milk. Another motivation to age female horses' milk before drinking it is that the crude milk has an incredible diuretic impact on humans. Those searching for a more powerful blend can attempt Tarki. This is a refining of arag that brings it up to around 10% liquor. The consequences of this procedure evidently have either a marginally malodorous taste or goaty flavor, contingent upon the nature of the arki. Number 7. Snake wine. Snake wine is exactly what it seems like. Snakes, frequently venomous cobras, are set in bottles with rice wine and left to marinate in the blend. The subsequent snake wine is said to have medical advantages from the venom dissolving in the liquor, as indicated by experts of conventional Chinese medication. Snake wine can be found all through China and Southeast Asia. To make the wine more acceptable, or more restorative, different things can be added to the blend. Berries, spices, flavors, and geckos would all be able to discover their way into a container of snake wine. Vacationers can purchase bottles brimming with these to bring home, yet the beverage is for the most part served in shot glasses liberated from many horrifying body parts. Often the snakes are constrained into the jugs alive and suffocated in rice wine. This horrendous practice isn't generally powerful. There have been reports of snakes enduring the procedure for a considerable length of time by entering a hibernation state, just to spring to life and nibble the consumer. Number 6. Gilpin Family Whiskey. James Gilpin has transformed his insight into the human body science into a bizarre mixed beverage. He chose to bring issues to light of diabetes by working with the characteristic result of type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetics can't control the measure of sugar in their blood, thus frequently have high glucose. This gets discharged in their pee. Gilpin took pee from older individuals with diabetes and transformed it into a solitary malt whiskey. All maturation is basically the equivalent in that sugar is changed over to liquor by yeasts. Gilpin channels the pee to evacuate the sugar and afterward utilizes that sugar to drive the maturation procedure. Gilpin's own grandma has given a portion of the crude materials for his project. Unfortunately, the whiskey won't be broadly accessible yet will serve to bring up issues about whether we ought to gather assets that would somehow or another be flushed away. Number 5. Three-penis wine. Conventional Chinese medication strikes once more. Liquor is a decent dissolvable for those particles which don't break up well in water. Utilizing liquor at that point to separate effective synthetic substances isn't so senseless. In China, to give men back their power, they go directly to the source. In conventional drugstores you can purchase wine which has had penises saturated with it. One specific wine raises the stakes by containing the intensity of 3 penises at once. Tezusanbianj is a rice wine that to the oblivious would look a lot of like some other. Its name anyway means 3-penis liquor. Those ready to attempt it will get the alleged advantages of deer, seal, and canine penis in their shot glass. Obviously, it is generally men who look for the assistance of 3-penis liquor. The beverage is additionally said to have the ability to recuperate the kidneys. Maybe the producers have botched the promoting chance there to showcase it to ladies with kidney issues. Number 4. Anti-gin. Nordic cooking has experienced a renaissance as of late. Noma in Copenhagen has been positioned the world's best cafe multiple times. Unafraid to be unique, when Noma visited London they introduced a dish which comprised of cabbage leaves and levains. The head culinary specialist of Noma, René Redsby, has set up Nordic Food Lab, a non-benefit association which researches food decent variety and delectability. Working with a gin refinery they have carried the kind of ants to the majority. Each container of anti-gin contains the quintessence of 62 wood ants which have been hand-scrounged. The ants were picked for Noma's menu and this gin since when and during an onslaught they produce a splash of synthetics to fight off predators. A significant number of these synthetic substances have smells which the makers of this gin say add to the flavor. Those wishing to attempt this powerful blend of creepy crawly discharges should pay £200 for a jug. Number 3. Sourdough Cocktail. The Downtown Hotel in Dawson City, Canada, offers supporters a novel chance. You should simply arrange a dose of salt and promise the sourdough vow. At that point the bar will assume your shot and position a genuine human toe into the glass. At that point you make your effort and become an individual from the Sourdough Club. The club has just one standard: you can drink it quick, you can drink it moderate, yet your lips have got to contact the toe. The legend of the toe is that it had a place with an alcohol sprinter during preclusion. Trapped in a snowstorm, the sprinter created gangrene at his toe which he hacked off with a hatchet and protected in rum. Decades later the saved toe was evidently found. How the choice was made to transform it into a mixed drink is lost to history. The current toe utilized in the mixed drink is an unreasonably unique one. A few toes have been incidentally gulped by those taking the sourdough challenge. In 2013, one supporter gulped the toe deliberately, readily paying the $500 fine for the loss of the key fixing. The individuals who swallow the toe presently will be hit with a $2,500 charge. Fortunately the inn has figured out how to get different toes gave to it. Number 2, poured over women's breasts. There is a specific kind of individual who will pay for such a contact with an alluring lady. For those needing a little human contact in their spirits, a German organization has quite recently the item. G-Spirits sells jugs of liquor that have been poured over a model's breasts. Buyers can get whiskey, rum, and vodka which has had the G-Spirit treatment. Each container accompanies an authentication mark by the model that swears the liquor has been run over their tissue. They will likewise get a photo of the model mid-dousing. The producers have made a glass bowl to get the liquor and offers recordings of the procedure. For around $200, the proprietors of G-Spirits guarantee a top-notch item and the sensuality of an excellent lady. Whether this converts into a superior flavor anticipates a visually impaired trial. Number 1, beer brewed from human yeast. Yeast is all over the place. On the off chance that you are alive as you read this, you have yeast all over you and inside you. More often than not, they do no mischief and are really indispensable pieces of the nature that exists on us. Yet, as we have seen, yeast are likewise a key piece of bottling works. They accomplish the real work of making liquor. It appears that individuals have assembled these two realities and are utilizing yeast sourced from people to make their drinks. John Mayer is the central brewer at Trode Brewery. At the point when they needed to build up another strain of yeast for their brews, they looked in all the typical spots. At that point somebody kidded that his whiskers, not shaved since 1978, may be playing host to some intriguing yeasts. Taking 9 hairs, they developed the yeast that was perfect for lager making that had been prowling in Mayer's whiskers. The yeast was most likely a blend of a wild yeast strain and one ordinarily utilized in the bottling works. The lager was delivered in 2014 as Rogue Beer. In 2016, a group financing page developed for a Polish organization hoping to blend a brew utilizing yeast sourced from a model's genitals. Since yeast utilized in bottling works is an alternate strain to that typically found in people, it appears to be probably not going to succeed. I'm certain it won't stop individuals attempting, notwithstanding.